I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Could you please tell me about yourself in brief with respect to the technology and about your
Right.
background?
And so thank you so much. So I've been in the data warehousing and business intelligence field for like 10 years. So my main area has been I have been project manager as well as the business analyst for design, deployment, and implementation of data warehouse. The preferred technologies that we use for Oracle and Teradata as databases, and MicroStrategy and Track as the VIA tools.
Excellent, excellent. So thanks a lot, Arif. And let's go to the Gulhermi. So Gulhermi, can I call you like that? Or
Yes, is that correct?
you're okay?
So I'm calling from I'm calling from Brazil. Right now I'm studying SAP BW, and I'm working with SAP for a few years, but I'm work with NetWeaver PI and a little bit about. So, but I have some experience inside the OLAP technologies from Microsoft and earlier technologies. So basically, I want to go deep inside SAP BW. So I'm studying a lot, doing a lot of things inside SAP universe and things like that. So, and I found your training material inside the World Wide Web, and I think it's a very nice opportunity to go deep. You have a great material, a nice training, so I want to see nice things. That's all.
Oh, that's nice, very nice. Yep, we can see definitely. Thanks a lot, Gulhermi.
Okay.
Yeah, and Navin, can you hear me? We have Rajesh. Hi Rajesh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
Yeah, Rajesh,
So
could you?
I'm actually a business analyst with relative BW experience, and I'm totally new to SAP and data warehousing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually I had a tie-up whether to go for Informatica or SAP BW, and I have made a decision to go for SAP BW.
Mm-hmm.
And probably in another week's time, I gotta make a decision and start the training. So go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's nice. So, okay, can I have your full name, Rajesh?
My name is Rajesh Kumar
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Sargoj. Yeah.
that's nice. That's nice. Hi guys. This is Krishna, and I do have around 5 years of experience in SAP BW, BI, BO, and HANA areas. So, and I do have done the lot of implementations, around 7 implementations and 3 support projects in SAP BW, BI area. And so far I have implemented SAP BW in SD, MM, and FI areas. In FI, in their different modules like accounts payable, accounts receivable, and general ledger modules. And in addition to that, HR module as well. So this is what about my profile. And so shall we go ahead into our presentation? Are we good? Cool. So let me start. So can you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, I can see. Is
perfect,
everything fine?
perfect. So SAP BW. So let's jump into our demonstration. So the agenda is, it's a very small. So like we can discuss on OLTP and OLAP and the differences between OLTP and OLAP. And we can see about what exactly the meaning of SAP BW and why it came into the picture, a brief history of SAP BW journey, and the concepts which we will be covering in our regular course. So that's what the major outline of our demonstration. So here you can see what is the existing system and the disadvantage of that system, and why SAP came into the picture to overcome those limitations, and how as a SAP BW consultant we are working in real environment. So that's what the history we'll be seeing. So let's jump into the agenda item 1, that is OLTP, online transaction processing. Anybody having any idea what is meant by OLTP system in real environment?
Yes, the basically is the transaction systems that we have, all kind of transaction systems. So ACP is a transaction systems, and so you can build a transaction systems using a lot of developing languages inside a OLTP database, basically. So we can create models inside a OLTP database and create forms or something like that. And through API, we can insert, delete information inside these tables and so far.
Excellent, Guliharima. Excellent. That's very nice. So online transaction processing. So as Guliharima told that, that is correct. So on day-to-day basis, whatever the end user transactions will be posted according to our DB schema using the APIs. So in the front-end user interface screens, they will be posting the transactions. So those transactions information will be stored in the backend database. So in the different database tables, those are different relational database tables are there in the backend. According to a particular business scenario, what we will be doing is we can configure all those tables according to the entity relationship data model in the OLTP system. So in the front end, whenever they have posted some transaction, the transaction information will be stored into the tables according to the scenario. So there will be a lot of tables like OLTP tables like suppliers, shippers, orders, order details, and products categories. So it's like a completely sales order scenario. In this, whenever any sales order has been posted in the GUI screens, front-end screens, that information will be saved in the backend tables accordingly in the ER schema model approach. So if we take a particular scenario like a different, like Walmart, it's a retail industry. So generally every day millions of transactions, millions of purchasings can be done by the customers. So all those information will be saved in the corresponding OLTP systems of the Walmart. So on these OLTP systems, we will be having a reports also to know about the information. Like let's say that shopkeeper who is there for the corresponding branch, he wanted to know about the end of the day business sales, right? How much sales revenue has been happened throughout the day. So to get that information, how he is getting that type of result in the current day-to-day market, how shopkeeper is getting the information, end of the day sales, revenue. Is he aggregating each and every record? Is he accumulating how much sales happened throughout the day? If that is the situation, how much time he required to accumulate 1 million record sales revenue amounts? It takes a lot of time. So for that, in OLTP we do have queries also which supports the analysis and the aggregation and summarizing results generation on the OLTP system data. So wherein he is just executing the OLTP report to see the end of the day sales revenue. So what it is doing, it is accumulating, it is aggregating all the records whichever has happened on that particular day. So end of the day he is getting the sales revenue within a few seconds after executing the reports. That is what the current day-to-day scenarios OLTP systems. So day-to-day transactions will be posted into the system every day throughout the day from morning to evening up to the business hours close. After business hours close, the shopkeepers and managers, they are just executing the corresponding reports and they are getting the information. And they can able to take a decision to improve their business according to the report results. So that's what the system about the OLTP, and why OLTP has some limitations and why OLAP came into the picture. So OLAP is nothing but a online analytical processing system which is completely to analyze your information. So that is the main system. We generally call it as a data warehouse system, where in OLTP we generally call that as a database system. So in OLTP, what we will be doing is, in the data warehouse, we can extract the data from several OLTP systems into a central storage location. That's called the data warehouse, wherein we will do the analysis completely on our information. So why we came into the OLAP? Any idea? Anybody? What are the disadvantages of the OLTP in terms of data processing? Anybody having any idea why OLAP came into the picture?
So OLTP used to take a lot of time, so it was not able to process the transactional data that is like manifold. So OLAP provides you an efficient processing of data in real-time basis, and it can actually help in deriving information from different data sources in a very small time.
Excellent, excellent. And do you have any other feature with the OLAP system with respect to OLTP?
So OLTP provides you one source of data, whereas OLAP helps you in slicing and dicing and provides you, and you can actually filter or generate a report on different layers and further direct and slice it.
So basically the bottom line is we can say that it's a slicing and dicing. We can drill down the reports and we can analyze in further, right? So the basic bottom line is the disadvantage and limitations of the OLTP system are the basically few things, like OLTP supports a two-dimensional data analysis only, because in OLTP we'll be having rows and columns only, and the data models in OLTP system are a two-dimensional data model, that is table. So you can able to do the two-dimensional analysis only. And one more thing, you can't able to do the multidimensional data analysis. And other thing is, in OLTP, as per general service level agreements, we'll be having a SLA like we need to maintain only 1 year or 2 years of data in OLTP system. Otherwise, it will be overburden on OLTP systems. So we used to archive the data in OLTP after 1 year or 2 years according to the SLA. So wherein you can't able to do the historical data analysis. That's the limitation. Wherein to support, to overcome those limitations in OLAP, what do we have? So we can able to do the multidimensional analysis. That's the best feature. All our OLAP model supports that multidimensional analysis, and you can able to do the historical data analysis as well. Up to 20 years or more than 20 years, according to your SLA, you can able to do the historical data analysis within few seconds in OLAP systems, wherein in OLTP you can't able to do all those things, right? That's the major difference between OLTP and OLAP. So if you see the current screen, you can able to see a particular sample OLAP data model, wherein I have loaded, it's a multi-dimensional data model. We can generally call it as a cube. Generally it will be based on the star schema. So what we will be doing is, in general, we can load the data to this model, and this model is a possibility. There is a possibility to see the results in different angles. Like, see here, I have loaded the product relevant information and sales relevant information into a single model, wherein I am analyzing in this way. See here, if I wanted to know about in Austria, in particular quarter, how many cars have been sold, So if this type of query has been posed, so it's like a three-dimensional data model. Like, see, we are looking for the sales volume with respect to a particular product type, that is car, and with particular location, Austria, and we are looking for a particular time period, that is Q4. So this is a four-dimensional analysis. Now you are doing your query's requirement is four-dimensional analysis. That is nothing but product type, location, time, sales volume, right? These are the four areas, four dimensions you are going to see. So your query is being providing the result. So this is what I mean. This type of queries can able to execute in OLAP systems within fraction of seconds, and the multidimensional and data analysis we are getting in this way, and we can able to do the historical data analysis as well. That's the main advantage of the OLAP system. And if we have gone for another example, see here, we are loading a particular product relevant data into our cubes, wherein these cubes are being based on the star schema approach, and after loading the data into a particular model, we can analyze the data in different angles, like by color, by make and color, and by make and year of that product, and by year, and by color and year, and in summarizer format also. We can able to see our report results of with respect to a particular product. So that's what the main advantage, the key feature of OLAP system. We can able to do the multidimensional analysis, right? That's what the advantage of OLAP system. And coming to the architecture, general architecture of OLTP and OLAP. So what we are doing with respect to the OLTP and OLAP, how the landscape will be. See here, as I told you, the transaction processing systems will be on day-to-day basis, transaction storage, like every day the transactions will be posted in different branches of OLTP system. Like in our Walmart scenario, there might be different branches of a particular company. So in each and every branch, there might be millions of transactions will be posted. So end of the day, if CEO wanted to know about the information, like what is the sales revenue of my company, end of the day, throughout this day. So if he wanted to know about that information, our systems should be able to support that type of requirements. So that's why we came into the OLAP system. And what we will be doing is, as a SAP BW consultant, you will be involving in extraction of the data from different OLTP systems into your data warehouse. That is nothing but SAP BW also comes under OLAP system, right? It is having the it has its own data warehouse. So wherein what you will be doing is, you will be creating the models in the SAP BW. To those models, what you will be doing is, you will be connecting to the OLTP system. You will be involved in the creation of the configuration between the OLTP system and the BW system to extract the data and to transform the data. Like all OLTP data will be in the raw data format, wherein you have to convert that raw data into your report required format. So to support that, you will be having a different transformation logics. So you will be involving in ETL process, that is nothing but extract, transformation and loading, right? So these three are the major processes. Using those, you can pull the data from OLTP systems to the BW system, and once the data is ready in your model, what you will be doing is, you will be creating queries on those models, and those queries can be consumed by different end users. Like if your company is having department, inventory department, purchasing department, sales and distribution department, like that, if there are different departments are there, they can use the corresponding reports which to analyze the corresponding data to take the decisions on their department processes. So that's what the main goal behind this. So coming to the difference between OLTP and OLAP, the bottom line is, OLTP cannot support multidimensional analysis and historical data analysis, wherein OLAP supports all those features. So that's why OLAP is completely with respect to the information analysis. So in such a way, we are reducing the burden on OLTP. So in OLTP, you no need to do the analysis and all with respect to the reporting and all. So everything can be possible at OLAP level, right? So in general, the difference is like see OLTP and OLAP. So what we are doing, as I explained earlier, so we'll be having a data warehouse system that's like a OLAP is nothing but SAP BW. So what we will be doing is we'll be connecting to different OLTP systems. You will be involving in extraction, transformation, loading, right? ETL process. So you will be loading the data from the OLTP systems. While loading, you will be applying different logics on your raw data of OLTP, and you can place the data into BW models, different objects. So after completion of the data load, what you will be doing is you will be creating queries on your models. So those queries can be executed by the end users to see the reporting data and all. So this is data warehouse, and up to now this is good. And what is meant by data mart? Anybody having any idea? What is meant by data mart?
So data mart is more kind of a limited data warehouse that serves the purpose of reporting for a specific department, for example. Or for example, if you say finance, so within the finance user group, all the reports that are actually generated within the data warehouse for a specific department, that is called referred to as data mart.
Exactly. Excellent. So data mart, it will be respect to a particular business scenario. It is restricted to a particular department. Like we generally go for the data mart approach to have the integrity and to support a particular maintenance point of view, our data maintenance point of view, data marts will be the good approach. So in general, data warehouse is nothing but it's a central location wherein data marts are which are relevant to a particular department, wherein you can store the corresponding data only. And the corresponding users like inventory users can use the corresponding inventory reports and they can analyze on inventory data only. So that's for the data mart and data warehouse. We can generally call it as a data mart is a chunk of a data warehouse, right? So this is the enterprise data warehouse which will be the central location. And now you understood about OLTP system and the processing in OLTP in day-to-day basis, and OLAP system and what it means like data warehouse and all. So what you will be doing in OLAP system, and you know the differences between OLTP and OLAP, and we already aware of that SAP BW comes into the OLAP category. So now we are specifically looking into OLAP system, that is SAP BW. So what exactly SAP BW means? So how it fits into the current SAP NetWeaver platform? SAP NetWeaver is nothing but a platform which has been designed by the SAP. In this platform, you will be having 4 layers. One is application platform, process integration, information integration, and people integration. Like this, you will be having 4 layers. Application platform in the sense all the application level programs. So your API, as we have discussed that API, your API programs will be executed and the corresponding support, everything can be done in application platform. And wherein process integration is nothing but, see here, in the current system, SAP ECC system will be having an integrated module approach. What is meant by integrated model? That is nothing but all the business processes like sales and distribution, production planning, QM, financial accounting, and project system like this. There are different business processes. So all the business processes relevant information will be stored in the single storage location. That is the OLTP system. In SAP language, in SAP environment, we have a ECC system that will be acted as a OLTP system. The day-to-day transactions will be posted by the corresponding business process end users into the ECC. So this is the we generally call it as a R3 system, real-time three-tier architecture. What is meant by three-tier architecture? What is meant by three-tier architecture? What are the three tiers we will be having? Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3?
It's more kind of integrated architecture where any change in one module is applied to other modules as well. For example, if your data is populated in a financial accounting module, so at the end of the day, that is immediately reflected in your BI or BW platform.
Wherein this is we are just discussing on this CCC system alone. So in this scenario, real-time three-tier architecture, that is nothing but this system is based on real-time three-tier architecture. So here three tiers are nothing but we'll be having a presentation layer, right? In general, we may heard like three-layer architecture. That is nothing but presentation layer, application layer, database layer, right? Presentation layer in the sense front end, GUI screens, whatever you can interact with your system. There's a front end presentation layer, GUI screens. And application layers in the sense API, your programming and all. Database layer in the sense your data will be stored in the database. So wherein you will be interacting with your ECC system using the presentation layer, that is nothing but corresponding module screens, front end screens. So you are entering the data. When you click on the save, the data is being saved in your database system. So wherein the SAP's advantage is all the modules have been integrated. How? What is this integration? Why this tightly coupled integration? So let's see a scenario. Like if you see the sales and distribution module SD, what happens is SD user raise a sales order in a SD front end screen. He will just enter the information in SD screen. When he clicked on the save, what happens is like sales order is nothing but a customer is purchasing some product from our company. That is nothing but a customer is paying some amount to your company. So amount inflow is being happening. That is nothing but your company's total balance is reflecting. That is nothing but so your income is increasing. That is nothing but one credit posting has to be happened in your FI system, right? So one amount inflow is being happening. That is nothing but one credit posting has to be happened. So you no need to do that credit posting in your FI ledger. There will be a tightly integration between SD and FI. When you post the sales order in SD, immediately the corresponding credit postings will be happening in FI automatically. An implicit transaction will be posted in FI. That's what the configuration is already done by the SAP in all the modules. Let's say another scenario like materials management. That is nothing but user has raised a particular purchase order. That is nothing but he need to pay some amount with respect to a particular purchase order to the vendor. So he is paying the amount. That is nothing but amount outflow is happening in your system. So one debit transaction need to be happened in your FI ledger. So you no need to do FI posting explicitly in these scenarios. Whenever a purchase order has been raised, immediately the corresponding debit transactions will be happened in your FI system. So like that, there will be a tight integration between each and every module. Whenever any transaction has been posted in one module, the corresponding modules will be impacted accordingly. The transaction or implicit transactions will be posted automatically. That's what the key feature of SAP system. So what we will be doing is, so every day transactions will be posted on day-to-day basis. So what we will be doing is in SAP BW, we can pull all the data into BW models and we can do the reporting, and the corresponding users can use their reports, right? So that's why, so this process integration covers entire that integration. And information integration, this is nothing but we'll be having a BI. Here our SAP BW comes into the picture to analyze the data whatever we have in our source system, that is ECC, in all business processes, and we'll be having a tools called data warehousing in BW and BI platform and BEX. So in data warehousing, you will be involving in the objects creation and modeling, and you can do the loading and all using the BI platform. So you will be extracting the data from the ECC system into your BW, and you will be doing the reporting using the BEX platform, Business Explorer, BI suite. We can generally call it as a BEX suite, right? So using this platform, you can do the reporting. And what is meant by people integration? People integration is nothing but, so whatever the queries you will be developing in your BW, those queries can be used by different users, like these are MM user, SD user, PP users, like that. We'll be having different users. How they are going to interact with our BW queries? Using the portals. What we will be doing is, we will just hyperlink our queries in the portal according to the module. So the corresponding module user will be having the login details. So he will be logging in and they will be interacting with our BW queries using the portal mechanism. That's called the people integration, multi-channel access. So this is what the platform, and SAP BW fits in information integration. That is nothing but it's a completely information analysis system which can be useful to take the decision. So decision support system is called as a SAP BW. And coming to the SAP BW detailed view with respect to the BW consultant roles and responsibilities. See here. It's a detailed architecture of BW and what are the components will be involved and all will be discussed in this screen. See here. We'll be having a bottom line, that is a data warehousing, as we have discussed, three platforms, three components. One is data warehousing, another one is BI platform, and another one is dataware. See here, these three components: data warehousing, BI platform, and BI suite, Business Explorer. See here, data warehousing, BI platform, and Business Explorer suite. These three are the major areas. So data warehousing, what we will be having, if you see, there are different objects like master data, PSA, ODS objects, and cubes and all. So in SAP BW, you will be having different objects. As a consultant, you have to be aware of all the objects properties so that you can able to take a decision which object need to be implemented in which scenario. So that information will be possible whenever you know each and every object's properties, and how to use these objects and all will be discussed in this data warehousing. And as we are pulling the data from the source systems, we can pull the data from different types of source system, that may be SAP applications or non-SAP applications. SAP applications are nothing but like ECC, as we have discussed, CRM, SRM, SCM, like that. So there are so many source systems in SAP. So you can pull the data from all those SAP applications, and non-SAP applications in the sense you can pull the data from Oracle, DB2, Ingress, Sybase, right, MySQL, SQL Server, like that. There are all our non-SAP applications. So your SAP BW supports the feature like you can pull the data from heterogeneous sources, that may be SAP or non-SAP, through 5 interfaces. So you can extract the data from these source systems, and while extracting, if you wanted to apply business logics, you can apply those to cleanse the data. That's called the transformation, and then you can load the data into your BW objects. Once your data is ready, like see, while data loads are being happening, there should be a monitoring kind of tools, that is nothing but administrator workbench. So it will be helpful to administrate your data warehouse, like job monitoring and all, how to do the loads every day, and whenever some loads got failed, how to fix those errors. All those things can be done using the administrator workbench. So once your data is ready in your BW models, so you have to create the queries and you have to execute those queries to see the results and all. So for that we have a platform called BEX suite, Business Explorer suite. There we'll be having a BEX query designer, to design queries, and BEX analyzer and web analyzer and application designer and all to execute and to do the analysis on our queries, queries data. So to support that, we'll be having a BI platform, that's a BEX suite, right? So as a SAP BW consultant, you have to involve in 3 areas. One is modeling, extraction, reporting. Modeling in the sense you will be creating the objects and you will be understanding about each and every object. You will be creating different staging layers to maintain the data flow. So end of the day, the data flows will be created in modeling. And extraction in the sense you will be involving in the configuration of the source system and BW connections, and you will be pulling the data from the source systems and you will be placing in BW systems. So in BW, what we will be doing, like in the extraction process, you can apply transformation logics as well to convert the raw data into our report required format. So that's for the extraction. So that thing can be covered under extraction. And reporting in the sense, once our data is ready, then what we will be doing is on our modeling models, we can create the queries using the query designer tool, and we can do the reporting in different tools like BEX analyzer, BEX web analyzer and all. So all those things can be covered under reporting. So it's completely divided into 3 areas: modeling, extraction and reporting. So this is about SAP BW developer or consultant roles and responsibilities. He has to interact with the modeling and extraction and reporting in entire life cycle. And coming to the history of SAP BW, we have SAP BW 2.0. It's a long back version. We used to call that version as a BIW, that is nothing but Business Information Warehouse. Later, BW 3.5 came into the picture, like in 1990s. So BW 3.5, we generally call it as a business warehouse. Later, we came up with the BI 7.0, that is nothing but Business Intelligence 7.0 version. And a few minor versions have been released after 7.0. Those are 7.1 and 2. And the current version is 7.3. Again, we are calling it as a business warehouse. Earlier, we used to call it as a business intelligence in 7 versions, 7.x. Now, the current version is 7.3. Again, we are calling it as a business warehouse. So everything is same, SAP BW. If you say SAP BI 7.0, that is also nothing but SAP BW. But that's a old version. That's it, right? To make you understand what is the versions like BI and BW. People will be confusing in BI and BW. So to overcome that confusion, so BW and BI more or less same. BW is the latest version, that is nothing but 7.3. Right? This is the history of SAP BW. So in our regular course, we used to discuss about modeling, extraction and reporting. And we'll be discussing all the concepts which are relevant to modeling, extraction and reporting. Got it? Any questions?
Oh, everything's fine. For me, is everything fine? Perfect.
Perfect. So can you able to understand everything? Can you able to understand?
Yes. Of course, everything's fine.
Yeah, perfect. And what about you, Arif?
Yeah, it's perfect. Only thing is like you shared a slide that was referred to as agenda. So I just to clarify whether that was agenda of this special demo, or was it like what might be the agenda or outline of the training?
So do you have any other questions apart from this demonstration and all? If you have any other outline questions like why SAP BI and how exactly it fits in, and what is SAP BW and HANA and all, any other questions?
No, thanks.
Okay, so you are clear, right, what exactly SAP BW is and why we are going for SAP BW, and what are we going to learn in SAP BW? Are you clear in that scenario?
My reservation is that Since we'll be covering three parts, that is the modeling and transformation and the reporting, right? So what about, you were saying that SAP BW from a development perspective or developer perspective. So is there any other perspective rather than the developer for BW?
Other than developer, so project management perspective, in generally, what we will be doing is like SAP BW projects need to be managed in such a way like, so everyday deliverables will be there. Like, so let's say if it is an implementation project, the project management roles like they have to involve in entire phases, like we will be having a ASAP methodology, that is nothing but project preparation and blueprint, and then realization phase wherein the development will be happened, and then final preparation. So after development is done, we'll be used to transport the objects from development system to the quality system, and that comes under final preparation. In final preparation, you used to transport the objects from quality to production. So as a project manager, we have to be involved in each and every phase. So we have to provide the deliverables accordingly. So project preparation, in the sense you will be involving in the requirements gathering phase, and then once the requirements have been modeled and gathered and entire requirements have been analyzed, we will be creating the business blueprint document. So we have to interact with the clients to take the sign-offs on our business blueprints. And once that is done, we can take the functional specification and technical specification sign-offs. Then we can go for the development, and we need to give the deliverables in the development. So yeah, once this is done, like, so at each and every phase we have to interact with the clients to move our projects in a smoother way. So that's the main goal of the project managers.
Okay.
Any other questions? Guilherme, do you have any questions?
No. For me, everything is fine.
Excellent.
Okay, you can go on.
Excellent. And Rajesh, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So, Arif, do you have any further questions?
No, thanks.
So excellent. So what about the feedback? How do you feel?